The escalation in the conflict between Israel and Iran has plunged the entire Middle East into crisis and chaos. The conflict has already claimed a lot of lives. There is already plenty of firing when you look at from Iran as well as Israel into several other countries as well. The airspace around the Middle East has been completely shut, and there is a lot of turmoil and uncertainty as to what is going to pan out in the coming days. But the Israel-Iran conflict has also impacted global sports. How? Here are the instances in which several sporting events and personalities have been impacted by this Israel-Iran conflict. We begin with PV Sindhu, India's ace badminton player. Now remember, Sindhu was in Dubai as she had to head to Birmingham for the All England Open, which is one of the most prestigious tournaments in the badminton calendar. However, when she was in Dubai, the conflict erupted, and she then shared harrowing visuals of the turmoil that engulfed the airport in Dubai. Later on, she also explained the explosions that had taken place and how they are now safe at this point. Check it out.
The last few hours have been extremely tense. We could hear the sounds of interceptions overhead, and a few hours later there was explosion very close to where we were holed up at Dubai airport. My coach was barely about 100 meters away where it happened, and had to quickly move out of the area. Experiencing something like this in such close quarters is truly it truly shakes the very foundation you're built on.
If you thought badminton was the only sport that was impacted, well, think again, because there is another sport that has gotten impacted, but not in a way as how PV Sindhu's appearance for Wednesday is. It is the Hockey World Cup qualifiers. Now, due to the conflict that is happening in the Middle East, 3 Hockey World Cup qualifying events are under the scanner. One is in Santiago, the other is in Hyderabad, the third one is in Egypt. FIH have released a statement in which they have said that yes, we are continuing to monitor the situation, but the priority and the safety should be of the players first. So, whether the World Cup qualifying matches will take place now or will there be a postponement, that is something that FIH will also have to take into account. Not just FIH, even the ICC have ensured that okay, they are monitoring the situation very closely. Now remember, the ICC did send out a press release in which they mentioned that the tournament, the ICC T20 World Cup, which has been held in India and Sri Lanka, that won't get impacted by the current Israel-Iran conflict. But there are several personnel, staff and others in the ICC who have gotten Dubai as their base. And now the ICC are exploring contingency plans to ensure that all the ICC staff and all of them come back to Dubai in a very safe way. Not just cricket, not just hockey, even basketball. Now, the men's basketball team, the India men's basketball team are currently in Doha, where they are playing for the 2027 FIBA World Cup Asian qualifiers. They were supposed to take on Lebanon day after tomorrow. But with Iran sending some drone attacks towards Doha, that is also now uncertain. The Indian team is not able to come back home. So that also is uncertain at this point in time. But this is a war situation. And a war situation unfortunately has casualties and consequences. Unfortunately, in this war, we have seen that 20 female volleyball players in Iran were killed in the Israeli airstrike that took place. So, in the realm of sports, there is already a tragedy that has enveloped the nation. And that is why sports continues to be the victim of geopolitical tussles. And remember, the situation in the Middle East is not going to get sorted out pretty soon. More bloodshed is expected. And not just that, Sri Lanka's tour to the UAE, where they will be playing Afghanistan in the middle of March, even that looks uncertain at this point in time. For how long sports will be impacted? You can write to us in the comments below. Thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this video. Subscribe to Sports Today for all the latest news and analysis.